Would you support a group that uses racial slurs like the N-word? Would you support a group that hits women and disabled veterans and attacks minorities and transgenders? Would you support a group that intimidates the public with weapons of war? What if that same group had been caught lobbying explosives into a crowd of innocent people? I wouldn't support that group. Would you? This has been a public service announcement from Infowars.com.
Antifa!
We're live. It is Saturday, July 14th, 2018, and we are here transmitting out an emergency message to President Trump and to the American people and people of the world. And this is an emergency. And I'm going to lay it out as quickly and as succinctly as I can, but it's here. The Democratic Party, major tech corporations, the EU and others are openly in CNET News, the New York Times, CNN, calling, when you actually read what they've talked about at these conferences with Facebook, totally banning all conservatives, all libertarians, all Christians off of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you name it. You've seen the Democrat Party call for the Fairness Doctrine to shut down the Drudge Report. You've seen the London Guardian and the New York Times call for Trump to be banned off of Twitter. And they've had serious discussions about that. But they're first going to target the low-hanging fruit. And if they can shut down Infowars, then they can shut down everybody. And what's incredible is, starting last Thursday, after the conference Facebook had with CNN and others, they got mainstream media by the thousands and a bunch of professors by the thousands together and created a consensus to go out and call for all, quote, conspiracy theory and fake news. And then that's judged by the Southern Poverty Law Center and Snopes, funded by George Soros, for all of it to be banned. Then they misrepresent what I've said and done. I'm going to show you the articles, but it's a lot bigger than Infowars. I'll get to the key in a moment. They say that I made up, along with Breitbart, that an illegal alien got arrested for setting wildfires in California. My source on that was the LA Times. But because Snopes says it's not true, then it's not true, even though he's been indicted. So they're the ones practicing hardcore fake news, like saying nobody was at Trump's inauguration and showing a photo from the Washington Monument 10 minutes after the gates opened where Antifa was trying to block people coming in. I was there. It took us hours to get in. Once we got in, it was a record crowd. But they said, no, Trump's lying. There was nobody there. Or they said, that was CNN. They said that Trump had taken the bust of Martin Luther King out. It was right there. They said that Trump hadn't visited Congressman Scalise, but he had. They said that Trump hadn't gotten the economy up to 3%, but he did. They said Trump was never against the Iraq war, but we have all the video and audio of him on CNN saying it in 2003. It's the same thing. They're the kings of fake news, and led by CNN Thursday, I'm going to show you the articles. They said, document cam shot, please. Time to zoom in on that. Time to ban Alex Jones. Now, there's a false dichotomy here. First, they build a straw man and say things we never said and file lawsuits so fast, as fast as we get them thrown out, they file new ones, like the one against Trump and Roger Stone last week got thrown out saying they were Russian agents. Same stuff against me. They misrepresent what I've said. And then they go, oh, let's ban Alex Jones. But then when you actually read the CNN articles and the CNET articles, they're all right here. About a page in, they go, and everyone else that's a conspiracy theorist, a racist, or fake news. Well, that's their definition, run by the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's incredible. So they are engaged in the fake news. Now, why is this so important? They've tipped their hand because what they're doing is creating another form of straw man or a false dichotomy. And let me explain what that is. Here's a false dichotomy. First, they misrepresent who Alex Jones is and say and do a bunch of twisted stuff, and then have thousands of publications say it and say it and say it to brand me as that. Just like they do Trump. Trump said, oh, I love the Mexican people. They're great people, but you can't have a wide open border. There's a lot of criminals coming across. That turns into Trump says all Mexicans are criminals and scum. And they keep repeating it. Everybody who's seen the clips knows it's not true, but the mainstream media, the fake news, the very fake news, keeps spewing it. So they create the false straw man of who we are. Then they have CNN, the Washington Post, the New York Times come out and call for Alex Jones to be completely banned from the web. But then when you read the fine print, they actually say, we want our fact checkers that are third party, Snopes, some mail order diploma place, and the Southern Poverty Law Center, that's the big one, funded by Soros, 20,000 people. They have these interfaces. They go police the web and tell Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and a bunch of other sites who to ban, who to block. So you've got this Democratic Party, really deep state, $500 million offshore, Southern Poverty Law Center, quarterbacking, going out and misrepresenting what we've said and done, putting out fake fact-checking info, and then calling for us to be removed off the web. But that's not the big issue. They say take InfoWars down and deplatform us everywhere. And CNN harasses publishers that want to publish my book, The War for the Future. They call for any type of conservative rally at a theater or anywhere to be banned, and most of the time they get what they want. I mean, you talk about Nazi tactics, it's here. So they demonize who we are. They misrepresent who we are. That's number one. Then they say, let's just take Alex Jones off the web. But then when you actually read what they're proposing to Congress in hearings on Tuesday, it is to preemptively allow the Southern Poverty Law Center and all its shadowy activities to submit a list of thousands of people and websites to be completely banned from being able to have access to the free marketplace of ideas on these giant platforms. So they're defaming us, lying about what we said, then calling and racketeering to have us completely taken off the web, and then by extension, set the precedent to take everyone off. And when we end this live broadcast, I'm going to air a 6-minute compilation of Hillary Clinton and others calling for InfoWars to be taken off the air and quote everyone else that criticizes their agenda. So a lot of conservative sites, a lot of libertarian sites, a lot of people have been told, and Facebook admits this, because Facebook's posing like they're the good guys. They're saying, oh, we've already crushed InfoWars 80%, which is the number I've said on air, because we have the algorithm. They just block where if 1 million people want to watch a live stream, they just kill it at 20,000. If 1 million people try to share an article, they just kill it at, it is a peg. You can watch the graph. A week after Hillary got defeated, we went from billions of people being able to come in every quarter to hundreds of millions. It was instant. The graph's up here. It goes to here. And the same thing, Mr. President, you need to know is that you say, well, I'll punch over them. I'll get through them. I'll go out and do live events. I'll go out and speak. When your supporters try to magnify what you're saying and try to counter the lies about you and try to post a video of you or a meme of you, it's banned. Americans' recourse on their own Facebooks they've built, their own Twitters they've built, that they've advertised, that they've pushed, that they've invested in, that they follow the rules on, they try to do that, they get blocked. So create a straw man. Demonize who we are. Call for InfoWars to be banned. But then admit, oh, and everyone else that's a conspiracy theorist or questions the system. And it's university professors, the same ones that have set up these free speech, anti-free speech zones all over universities, they're expanding that out to everything. And universities are suing talk show hosts and radio hosts and others like myself, but hundreds of others, just like they're suing the president, trying to bully us into shutting up. So I'm going to get to more of this in a moment, but let me go through it again. I haven't got to the key yet. There's so much. It's hard. First, they create a straw man and demonize who Alex Jones or Donald Trump or anybody else is. Then they say, let's ban them. Then by extension, they set the precedent to ban everybody with the Southern Poverty Law Center and Snopes controlling it. This is all admitted. But then it creates a false dichotomy where, oh, CNN and the New York Times and the Washington Post, I'm going to show the articles, they just want all conservatives banned. But, Facebook's more reasonable. They just squash and crush to where the conservatives don't get upset. They just wonder why nobody's commenting because they've been shadow banned and nobody can look at it and nobody can share it. But see, people then know to go to those pages from memory. So they've got professors in these articles that I'm going to show you saying it's not enough. The pages must be banned because other people set up fan pages and proliferate it faster than the Southern Poverty Law Center can censor them. What's incredible is the blueprint of how they're doing it, because I guess criminals and villains always brag, are in these articles. And Paul Watson's got a big report on Monday coming out, a briefing to the president that'll show links and screenshots to all this. So does Mike Adams of naturalnews.com. So this is all admitted by the Miami Herald, by everything else. So let me now basically go over this. But the issue is, if you look at censorship, it's exponential. And now it's reaching total and complete. Paul Watson used to get 5 million views on his average video. It's about 250,000 now because they have him blocked 97%. We can see the Google algorithm. We have access. I've shown it on air. You have to be on Paul Watson's YouTube. It's Prison Planet. It's a site I created for him. You have to be on the site. You have to hand share the video. The president, we're the only news outlet to report, we did test, that 90+% of his push notifications, when he sends to Twitter, most of his 100+ million followers don't get to see it. You have to go to Donald J. Trump's Twitter to see it. And again, here's the Guardian. Donald Trump breaks Twitter rules, so why not ban him? He's never called for killing people like Democrats and liberals do. They leave up sites calling for his assassination. So see, that's what's happening. And now they're having hearings on Tuesday where you've got a bunch of ignorant blue blood Republicans. Most of them can't find their ass with both hands. You've got the Democrats in there. I mean, I was reading CNN and CNET, and it said, it's not enough to ban InfoWars, Diamonds, and Silk. We've got to ban all of them. Diamonds and Silk are just sweet little smart black ladies talking about liking Trump and free market. But because they're charming and because they reach out to people, they've been banned and blocked completely by Facebook. And when they had testimony a few months ago in Congress, it was a big joke with Democrats attacking them. I mean, this is so un-American. And here's the deal. It's here. Because I saw this Thursday article from CNN where they were at the Facebook convention and calling for us to be totally banned. There it is right there. You know, they call me fake news. I show you what they say. And then they misrepresent. They go, Jones says no one died at Parkland and they're crisis actors. That's a total lie. CNN 4 months ago, ran those headlines, got my YouTube channel suspended until I posted the videos ourselves. They got 14 million views, what they'd banned. And I said, I believe people died. I believe school shootings happened. And they picked 3 students out of 3,000 to be the spokespersons who happen to be on the drama club and are good at reading the anti-gun script, which it turned out they were working for the Democrats one day after they got hired to go out and put out the anti-PR. But see, how do you counter that? You say Jones is bullying David Hogg. Jones says he's an actor. I never said any such damn thing. But see, they've got to silence us. This is critical. They've got to silence us so we can't punch back to what they're doing. And the president needs to understand, and I know he understands, that they are silencing him, his amplification. Because mainstream media is going to misrepresent everything he says. And when you get through on mainstream media, its audiences aren't very big unless you're talking about Fox. The real fight's on the internet. And where the people are there countering every lie in real time, we're having our hands tied. Where on Facebook, Democrats can post as many times as they want to other pages. Conservatives can't even hardly post one time. They've got algorithms watching and controlling. This is like a boxing match where our arms are tied behind our back and we can't even get up and defend our country or the president, who's done a great job. So let's go over some of this. Document cam shot, please. Facebook touts fight on fake news, but struggles to explain why InfoWars isn't banned. Then you can read from the Facebook conference, the head of global policy for Facebook says, listen, we've already restricted InfoWars 70%. Now it's up to 80. A lot of folks, it's even higher. And we're going to do it more. So don't stir them up. Don't make them angry. See, they're smart. They don't want to fight. They want you to still think your page is there while they strangle you down to nothing. Here's another one. CNET, 7 questions Facebook Mark Zuckerberg needs to answer about InfoWars. He's the one famously telling the German Chancellor Merkel that he'd censor people talking about the Islamic invasion. Today's drama centers on InfoWars, which, as you know, is a website, YouTube channel, and Twitter accounts that spreads conspiracy theories. Yeah, we're also on hundreds of TV and radio stations. And publishes untruths like claiming surviving high school shooters from Parkland, Florida are crisis actors. I never said that. There's no link. You are the fake news. You are the fraud. That is a lie. Notice there's no link there. And Hillary Clinton was involved in a child trafficking ring. The media reported on that. We simply covered it and found out they were doing a honeypot to distract off what was in the Podesta emails. It goes on to say, we must shut him down. He must not have access, like the Washington Post and others, to the free market of ideas. Here's this. We just don't think banning pages for sharing conspiracy theories or false news is right way to go. So they agree we're fake, which isn't true. Meanwhile, they admit they've restricted us by 80%. Let's be frank. Something's got to change. The handwriting, nothing can be done to approach what you've taken to propaganda, conspiracy theories, and flat-out lies posted on Facebook under the banner of news. It's just plain crazy. That's a professor telling them that, these guys that are anti-free speech. And then it goes on to say, they told the CEO, Frank Dorsey of Twitter, that they must work with Congress and the EU to fix things by banning us to have access to the free market of ideas. And then they post more lies. It says, you've clamped down on fake political ads. What are you doing about the rest? Yeah, they won't let even congressional candidates and congressional Congress people who are running again run their ads. That's been in the news. So all conservative advertising is fake. Talk about handicapping people where they can't advertise on Facebook. So they say, you haven't done enough, these professors and CNN reporters. You need to completely not even let them run political advertising. Number 4, if shaming teenage shooting survivors isn't enough to get you kicked off Facebook, what is? And then they don't show a link because it's not there. David Hogg's running around political saying repeal the Second Amendment. We can't even counter him or we're shaming them. I thought it was that I said he was an actor a minute ago or it was fake. I didn't say that. So this is the fake news. Oh, I love this huge lie right here. This isn't about conservative versus liberal. It's about right and wrong. But of course it's about the liberals banning conservative speech. Can you even tap down on fake news, hate the conspiracy theories? And then they go on to say they will define what's banned and what's taken down. So do you understand? They are saying ban us from all platforms, have us preemptively, our names, internet ID, just like communist China, completely blocked. This is total authoritarianism. And why is it? Because of the big, giant red wave coming in. Because the globalists have failed. Because Hillary lost. CNN was caught giving the questions for the debates to Hillary. CNN was caught lying about WMDs in Iraq. CNN was caught saying the bust of Martin Luther King was taken out, and thousands of other known lies. Are they going to be taken off the air or off Facebook or Twitter or YouTube because they're such known purveyors of lies? No. They're going to sit in judgment and misrepresent what I've said and done to use us as the first domino, as patient zero, as the canary in the coal mine, as the sacrificial lamb, to set the precedent to take all of your speech. And there's another one out of CNET News that admits it. Facebook's InfoWars fake news, Alex Jones problems aren't going away. It seems Facebook would rather shush misinformation, just quietly drown it out, then shut it off completely. And in here, Facebook says at the same meeting CNET was at, don't worry, we've already censor conservatives 80%. We don't take their advertising. Not congressional candidates, nobody. Talk about racketeering. Talk about campaign finance violation, where Facebook won't take mainline, already elected members of Congress's ads. This has been going on for 2 years. I mean, you talk about racketeering, and then they're like the good guy. Like, look, we're censoring them. We're blocking them. We won't even take their advertising. But, we're not going to get rid of their pages up front. We just shadow ban it. And CNN and MSNBC and CNET are just like, ban everything. We don't care. The article continues. Facebook can't get its story straight on fake news. And then right here, they say the same thing I've told you because it's accurate. We have the number. 80%. And look, it says, we see pages on both the left and right pumping out what they consider opinion or analysis. But others call fake news. We believe banning these pages would be contrary to basic principles of free speech. Yeah, you got to go win a lawsuit on one subject just to get a judgment. You don't just say somebody's fake and say they can't be on the field. Think about that. But then, notice they say they're free speech, but they go on, right here's key. Now, document cam, please. This is absolutely critical. Now, this is the most important thing I've said yet. The social network said it'd rather demote the post spreading misinformation than ban the sources outright. That just means they don't let you promote anymore. They ban you for a week. People that spread it happens. It's operant conditioning, slowly crushing you. The social network said it'd rather demote the post spreading misinformation than ban the source outright. And who says who it is? The Southern Poverty Law Center. The approach means that these pages don't get as many views as they used to, but they still live to spread misinformation. They still live with free speech. Facebook said pages lose about 80% of views when they are demoted. So they discriminate against you and put you like a Jew in a ghetto for a few years before you're sent to Auschwitz. 80%. You go back and watch me on Thursday, break this down, I say on air, we have been demoted 80% days before this came out on Saturday. Because I have the damn graph. Southern Poverty Law Center says it's fake news that Hillary was ever involved with communist China. These groups have just been chosen like they're judge, jury, executioner, and then they say what's true. These are the same groups that say everything Trump says is a lie when it's not. So they go on to say, we just don't think banning pages for sharing conspiracy theories or false news is the right way to go. Facebook said in a tweet on Thursday, but you do. They seem to have YouTube and Twitter accounts too. We imagine for the same reason. So they're strangling us down, playing the good cop. Oh, we're just strangling you and discriminating against you and lying about you. And not just InfoWars, every conservative, every libertarian, mainline Christian churches that are just anti-abortion are being banned and having their pages taken down or can't share videos. Because the Southern Poverty Law Center says it's political or it's fake news because to them, a baby isn't a baby in the first trimester. They say, we say at Snopes or the SPLC, that's not true. That was last week. But what do the average churches do? We're sorry, Facebook. We'll stop talking about babies being humans if you let us back up. They go, good. We've nudged you in the right way. We've conditioned you the right way to behave. So this isn't the big corporate media actually fighting with Facebook. This is them acting like, we want a total ban right now. So it makes strangling and censoring and 80% blocking, it'll be 90% next week, for many it is, normal. So this is the evil, twisted, disgusting plan they've got. And then you can read the professors. It's all these professors going, it's not enough. We've got to just ban them all. And then U.S. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut said Facebook equating InfoWars with normal political dialogue was concerning. And then they misrepresent. The internet didn't believe Sandy Hook happened. I looked at both sides of it, played devil's advocate on both sides. Been telling people for 3 years I believe it happened. But notice, they all just keep saying, I say it never happened, and I'm still saying it. Incredible. This is how free speech dies in America, folks. And then it goes on from there. Listen to this. Just for being false doesn't violate community standards. If Facebook retains a fake news site like InfoWars, even if they reduce its distribution, what does that even mean? She asked. Reduce it to what? Jonathan Albright, Director of Digital Forensics Initiatives at the Town Center for Digital Journalism at Columbia, said it's more than just about pages themselves. It's about Facebook allowing a growing collective. Now, here's the key. Of people coming together. They don't want you talking. InfoWars branded pages, live channels and profiles using conspiracies, and fear drama to sell a huge range of alternative health products. Oh, we're selling things. We're making money. Bezos can sell supplements, but we can't, see? Always look for the money. That's right. We've got Americana conservative media people funding their operations, and we can't have that. Then they go on to say, ban Breitbart. The misinformation about Napa Valley wildfires came from Breitbart, which is also still on Facebook with 3.8 million followers. At the event, Sarah Sue, Facebook product specialist for the news feed, said the social network doesn't classify posts as hoaxes, instead relying on outside fact checkers. That's the SPLC. All right, you know, I could sit here. I've got it with the crew, do like a 5-minute briefing with the president because I know he's very busy. And I know that a lot of folks in the campaign are aware of what's going on. But this is complex stuff. And that's why we have to break it down. Because, again, what do? Misrepresent what InfoWars has said. Then in their next breath say, ban InfoWars. In their next breath say, and everyone else, because we have fact checkers ready to do it, just give us the power to completely kick them off because we don't like doing work in real time. They're beating us. Other people are sharing what they're doing. My God, they keep countering our lies. Please shut them down. Have Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter go, oh, we're only strangling them in their crib, cutting their oxygen off. Come on. Banning them completely lets them sue us. Let us not let them know there's a fight happening. Let us sneak up and take them down. But all the big globalist sites are doing is giving cover to Facebook and other tech giants who are already censoring to make it look like that's the reasonable middle way. Hey, I'm only going to cut your legs off with a guillotine and let you bleed to death slowly, not just chop your head off at one time. And CNN and CNET and the New York Times, it's all here. They're saying shut them off now, ban them now, shut it off, pro-gun sites, everybody, ban them all. Ban pro-Trump sites, everything. Guillotine, now. They're like, listen, we already cut their legs off, bro. They're already passing out. So all of this is so you don't put tourniquets on your legs, Trump. All of this is so you don't know the move they're making because they want to ban you. Ban President Trump off Twitter. They're like, well, let's take his support away first before we do it. And then Amazon, who I've had films on for 6, 7, 8 years, haven't even made new films since then, just sitting there. By the way, they weren't even popular on Amazon until they started saying all over London Guardian, Associated Press, Reuters, ban Alex Jones. He's got hate. He's got Nazi videos. And they list Endgame and have university professors saying it's Nazi. Endgame is a film about eugenics against the Nazis. And they're like, Amazon Prime is filled with Alex Jones propaganda cult documentaries, but we went and got degrees in censorship. That's what you go to journalism school for now, how to kill the First Amendment. And we say, don't let them watch it. Look, Endgame. And then a film about mind control. Oh, my God. Which is all declassified. Here it is. Streaming services have a conspiracy theory problem. Alan Lenovitz is a professor. A lot of professors are Antifa in their moonlighting time. Who knows what this guy. And it says it's time to get rid of the First Amendment. It's time to censor Jones. It's time to completely shut him down. Go read these articles for yourself. They say it's not enough to censor him. We must, beginning in middle school, tell people about all conspiracies and Alex Jones and prepare them so that they cannot be brainwashed. So have leftist, hardcore, Antifa-style brainwashing in the schools. That's what they're saying. It's not enough. They go on to say it's not enough to take his videos down. We have to indoctrinate. Oh, by the way, here's the Daily Mail on the illegal alien from Germany, Jasper Jorgensen, who they caught setting the fires. And then they have articles here, though, Southern Poverty Law Center, saying that Breitbart said this banned them. Unbelievable. Here's another one. Amazon Prime has filled Alex Jones' conspiracy theory videos. It calls documentaries, take them down. Don't worry, though. AI is on the job. 6 months ago, they had a congressional hearing saying ban Paul Watson from InfoWars ban InfoWars on Twitter because he said a Muslim ran people over in New York screaming Allah Akbar, and that a non-radical imam had sent letters to de Blasio warning of the planned attacks. All of it was true. But Congressman Quigley said it was false, and the Twitter executive in the hearing goes, sir, we demoted it and banned it at lunch. We understand. And Quigley said, I want this taken down faster. And they said, sir, the algorithm will go in 3 months. And 3 months later, the algorithm went in. So I'm watching this in live time. So we have to talk about what is the solution? What is the solution to counter this? I'll be on the radio 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about what I think the president should do and what should come out of this and what we should all do to take action. But I'll tell you this right now. We need lawsuits against the big tech giants for violating our rights, because what they admit in all these articles about shadow banning us is racketeering and is preemptive discrimination, 10,000 times bigger than not baking a gay couple a cake, which I think you should bake their cake. As a libertarian. And we need antitrust against Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. This is all an elaborate game where they're already censoring and crushing everyone, and then they play the good cop. Oh, we just cut their legs off. No. They have their speech. We just don't let anybody see it. And then we have internal Veritas videos, Project Veritas, where they're saying, well, Alex Jones and InfoWars is what we ban. That's our enemy. And that means anybody promoting that as the vanguard, you get demoted, you get blocked. So you learn to okay, I'll only promote this. And then you get blocked for that. And pretty soon everyone on Twitter now does sarcastic stuff like, look how great it is that Hillary's in such good shape. We sure love her, blah, 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 when she falls down again. Because if you say, oh my God, look, see, she really was sick, what a liar, they block you. So everyone plays along so they can get their dopamine and they can get shared. But you're being conditioned. You're being social engineered. I'm not going to compromise. We came from nowhere by telling the truth. We're going to continue to do that. But stand for free speech. Stand against this. Realize you're being conditioned. Realize they're using scientific techniques. They had Sean Parker, the former head of Facebook, come out and say they designed it to brainwash you, to lower your IQ, to manipulate your dopamine levels, to fry children's brains. None of the tech heads let their kids have iPads or be on these damn things. But most people aren't there realizing it's an info war. Getting info around stuff is a victory. If you want to play it like a video game, it's a really hard one. You're not just trying to go, have a bunch of Facebook bots and Twitter bots tell you, good job when you bash Alex Jones. Any journalist can go out and write an article lying about me and saying a bunch of crap, and then it gets promoted everywhere because you're a collaborator with the big tech companies. You don't want to be that person. If you're like the French resistance against the Nazis, you don't read the newspaper how great the Nazis are and go, God, the newspaper says the Nazis are great. I feel all alone, like nobody's on my side. I better join the Nazis. No, you go, they're an occupying power. They're the enemy. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do. I'm promoting freedom. I'm telling the truth. We told you Trump was going to win. We told you fluoride causes brain damage. Now Harvard admits it. We told you the glyphosate's massively increased breast cancer. Now it's all admitted because it was already admitted. We have the top scientists on. We have the experts on. And anybody comes on InfoWars, they get told don't come on. They get Twitter and Facebook restrictions. Sitting there with Pavlovian conditioning. If you're good, you get a piece of meat. If you're bad, you get shocked. The difference between humans and animals is we're conscious of the manipulation. We control our own environments. And you know what? I'm not a masochist. I don't get off on pain. But I am able to be attacked and demonized and be put through pain. And I have now learned, for the greater good of my family, humanity, to enjoy it. Because I've got to stay on target on my information warfare bombing run. When they're hitting me with everything, I got to just stay on target, totally zen out. And just go, wow, these attacks, okay. And actually use the attacks like heat sinking to take me into the enemy compound. Just okay. And I just turn towards the attacks and let it vaporize me. Because when I finally go in, I'm taking them down with you. Together. We're going to beat these people. Together, we're taking them down. And I've laid out a lot of this here, and I've got to write a bunch of notes and just really figure out a way to condense this down. But you've got a bunch of horrible authoritarian professors. Every major school is anti-free speech now. God, I don't have to tell you about it. And all this vicious left and all these weird control freaks and all these people promised all the spoils of socialism, and they believe Hollywood. They're the weak-minded people, and they're pissed, and they're mad the country's turning around, and they're mad that our jobs are coming back, and they're so pissed that they can't be the culture controllers. And so they are killing Facebook, killing the NFL, killing Hollywood, killing all the big music acts, all the comedians. No one wants to come out anymore. Their numbers are down 30, 40, 50%. Their ratings are down 90% for CNN, MSNBC. They're gone. But they are mercenaries to hold the line for the big elites, the big banks, all these old globalists like the Rockefellers and Sumner Redstone. And most of these guys are literally in hospital beds, hooked up like Darth Vader, trying to give orders and trying to control things. And their PR people and their manipulators are running operations against us, but they already know they're going to lose. The only question is, how big will this fight get and how bad will it get before the general public selling out to this realizes it? Because there are so many mercenaries at the Washington Times and everything, you know, now, not just liberal publications that just lie about what we say, lie about what we do. And, you know, should fake news be banned? By the very definition, that's fake news headline. And Hillary's the fake news. She's the liar. Bill Clinton's the liar. CNN was allowed to fix the debates. I mean, how are they going to have future debates? We should turn that back around on them like President Trump has done and realize that. There's no way to do this in a short report, but I'm going to try to write some notes tonight and come back in tomorrow and do some other special reports. And just, we got big reports we're writing that are going to be out on Monday. Paul Watson, Mike Adams has agreed. He's a smart guy to help us. And we are just trying as hard as we can. Because here's the thing. They admit, once we're able to censor Alex Jones as the test case, that's what they've been using me, demonizing me. I'm not that important to write thousands of articles a month lying about us. They have chosen us because I'm flamboyant and they can take things out of context to set the precedent. Do everybody understand? And they're going to bring in total draconian control. And it's here. And it's so sad to see this happening to America. And they admit in these articles that they're going to ban, quote, all conspiracy theories, all right-wing behavior, all nationalism, all populism, all Tea Party, all documentaries, just by saying they don't agree with them. They want them banned off the YouTube, off Amazon. That's modern book burning. It's all here to stop the red-blooded wave of humanity that's coming. The truth is, we always had great listeners, but even under the censorship, the quality of our listener has even gone up more now, because being put in the position that I've been put in for destruction actually creates a polarity for every action, opposite and equal reaction, Newtonian physics, where now InfoWars is legend now. What we've done here is legend. I mean, we're now in the thick of the fight like Braveheart up against the king here. I mean, this is historic. And all these followers and all these weak-minded people think it's cool to be against us and cool to kind of sign off, to pay litmus test as you're told to be able to get on the internet. And once they set the precedent of you acting like a bitch and you doing that, it's over. So I'm glad we never backed down. We never wavered. We never gave in. We never rolled over. All right, I'm going to air a clip of Hillary and others saying ban InfoWars and lying about us, just so you can see how serious this is. Then we got another little funny promo piece that Rob Dew put together. Oh, yeah, please don't forget. They're suing us a bunch. They sued us 20 times. We've gotten 12 lawsuits thrown out. It's total cockamamie, made-up garbage, but it doesn't matter. The app is free. It's the new official app, better than the last app. It's an excellent app. It's on Google Play and the App Store. They've already got the Breitbart app kicked off, so we'll see what they do here. But it's free. It's got Watch Live, Alex Jones Show, and all the other broadcasts. Get alerts when we're going live so you don't miss it. Read articles as they're published on the site in a portable feed. Notifications anytime. Feature stories published. You can turn that on or off. Favorite and save articles to read later when you have time. Go back through your article history to reread favorites and back up where you left off. Listen to the background when it's a video, just audio during the show or during any time. Podcast links, you name it. Support the show and spread the news both in and outside of the app. See current sales and browse the InfoWars store to support the InfoWar compatible on the iPhone and Android devices. It's the new InfoWars official. Infowars.com/app. Infowars.com/app. And here's the deal. We're not going down swinging. We already have had reached tens of billions of people. I know there's 7.5 billion people. We've reached billions, and on YouTube alone, they told me, one of their vice presidents 4 years ago, we had 5 million views, 5 billion views. And of course, we have billions on our own channels. We said, no, if you let us monetize everything, we've got a map. There's 5 billion views of you've only got, a couple billion here. Let us monetize. But I didn't want to censor everybody. I didn't want to take their videos down. I didn't want to override them. I didn't want to give them all the copyright notifications. I want to be free to air. So I said no and turned down millions of dollars. I did let them monetize our page. I had done up to that point. Because I was basically told we'd be censored and kicked off if we didn't let them monetize. Now they're getting pressured. They're getting hit. And they've already shadow banned our stuff down to whoever just goes to the Alex Jones channel or the other channels. Because they get really scared when we were having like every day 20 million views. They're like, whoa, dial them back to 1 million views a day or whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody else copies it to other pages. What they want to do is be able to ban my voice. Just like they have Shazam, where you can hold up your iPhone for a decade and you'll hear the music. And then if you try to upload that music, though, it's instantly banned. They can algorithm ban my voice. Just like China last week now controls and owns Apple. Apple moved over to China and gave them the iCode keys to everything, your iCloud, your key codes, your banking information. It was even in Reuters. They wouldn't let anybody tweet an emoji of Taiwan's flag. All over the world, it would crash your iPhone. Think of that control, folks. This is the control. And a lot of tech giants are moving to China. They've decided authoritarianism is going to win. They think they're on the winning team because it's China and it's the EU and it's the Islamicist and it's Hollywood. They're all on board thinking they're going to beat you and they're going to beat the president. This is serious authoritarianism. Show them the article, emoji, Taiwan emoji, click news. They'll see that. I mean, and they admitted, China told them to ban the emoji and crash your phone. Remember McCain said, you do stuff we don't like 10 years ago, we'll just crash your computer. Well, they have the power to crash your computer because you download music they claim outside of a court is illegal or a copyright violation. They can ban everything. Yeah, Taiwan flag, emoji, crashed iPhones to appease China. London Telegraph. This is what I told you is coming. China's getting ready to invade Taiwan through a military coup. And if they can't do that with troops, the world is on a razor's edge. They're talking about cutting off the South China Sea. I mean, this is all ahead of not just the midterms, but trying to remove Trump, everything. And there is a brazen, huge, massive censorship of the web exponentially going up. They're having hearings on Tuesday. They're calling for InfoWars to be banned from the damn internet. And then they say, and then everybody else, once that's done, we told you this is a big deal. But the Electronic Frontier Foundation, none of the leftist sites that were the guardians, the ACLU, they set themselves up as the guardians. When their leftist communist speech was unpopular, they were there to make sure it could get out. Now that they think they're in a position for takeover, they won't say a damn word because they're making their move, and Soros and the Democratic Party, they have the Annenberg Foundation, one of the most fascist foundations ever, in one of these CNET articles saying it's calling for me to be banned. I mean, it's unbelievable what we've come to here. So that's my briefing to the president, my briefing to the public. Call the White House, call Congress, send it to these damn congressional aides. I talk to these people, and I talk to smart folks involved in the campaign and the White House, and they understand a lot of it, but they go, well, what do we do? I understand it's happening. How do we, it's racketeering, it's lies. It's banning whole groups of people from access to public commons that they've advertised as like utilities in public commons. We don't violate their rules. The Southern Poverty Law Center says we're lying outside of court preemptively and bans us. Just like China saying emojis of a frickin' flag can't be sent out. And what did YouTube executives say this year to Project Veritas undercover video? They said, we ban Alex Jones, we ban American flags. They go, really, American flags? They go, yeah. If you've got an American flag, you're banned. These dumb rednecks don't know they're banned. They just wonder why nobody talks to them anymore. They just sit there sending stuff out and nobody sees it. I mean, you talk about sick, and they go, well, what else do you ban? Well, pro-veterans groups, those damn veterans, they have hired a bunch of scum trained in colleges to hate America, to hate gun owners, veterans, American flag promoters, InfoWars. I am so proud that Hillary Clinton and all these scum and anti-freedom garbage and anti-liberals, they're not real liberals like Thomas Jefferson, they're authoritarians. I am so proud they hate me. And you know why? I'm teleprompter free, man. I'm in here giving you the facts. I know what I'm talking about. We can beat this if people recognize what it is. The left is fully mobilized, bullying people, physically attacking people, censoring everywhere, banning free speech on campuses, going crazy. But a lot of conservatives are kind of asleep, or they don't want to get in anybody's face. They don't want to have a confrontation. We're going to lose everything if folks don't realize what's happening and if the president doesn't realize it. But the good news is, I've been on the telephone, and we've got detailed reports coming out Monday that you know they'll try to block. But if you simply share that link on your own email or in person at your own work, and you get everybody else to send it to somebody else, nothing can stop you. If you do that with this video, we're about to go from live to archived. They can't stop you if you take action. My God, they've tried to bust up my family. They physically attacked me. They've sued me 20 times. They have done every damn thing you can imagine in the world, but I know they're criminals and scum, and if we let them win, we're in a worse position. I'm not fighting because I'm a hero. I'm fighting because I know a threat when I see it. So, the bottom line is take any video, any audio, edit it, put whatever headline you want, call it puppy dogs and kittens to get it around their algorithms. I don't care, but we're in a war. You'll lose everything you've got, not just on the internet with their casino gulag credits where you get dopamine. When you just promote leftist crap and globalist crap, you don't get anything out of it. When you promote freedom, you get an economy and a future and free speech and a good nation and a good world. So the being censored and being blocked is a mark of honor. We're not trying to win a popularity contest. We're trying to be leaders, and we're winning. And it's why we're the #1 enemy. So take any videos off InfoWars. And they say that in the articles. They go, Jones is being massively censored, but the algorithm shows he's as big as ever. What do? Shut him down completely. My God. And that's why, if it comes down to it, we've got the millions that have signed up for the free email newsletter, Infowars.com/newsletter, where you can go there and get breaking articles, videos, where even if I have to go to a foreign country, if we lose this thing, and I don't think we will, I will still be able to email you and get around their censorship, even into China. And that's why we have been hoping for the best and preparing to win, but putting 20% of our energy into defensive emergency operations. Because when they really shut us down is when folks are going to really listen. The chair is against the wall, folks. John's got a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, America, one day closer to victory. And for all of you on or behind the enemy lines, this is your song. Let's go to Hillary and the rest of the info. God bless you. Please take action. This is history. They think they can beat us and take America down. I've been betting on you my whole life, and I say we're going to win, but now it's up to you.
You cannot make this stuff up. And I tell you all of it. I could literally keep you here all night because the stories are just so unbelievable. This is coming to a theater near you.
Alex Jones promotes conspiracy theories and foments hatred of media. He's been called a freak show and downright dangerous.
There's a lot of controversy around this network about Alex Jones, for example.
Alex Jones.
Infowars.com. I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
But the fact is that he is an unalloyed racist, a man who's out there pulling the pin on the grenade every day, and he has 6 million viewers.
He is somebody who President Trump called after the election to thank him for his role. Trump had gone on his radio show during the campaign.
The epidemic of malicious fake news and false propaganda that flooded social media over the past year, it's now clear that so-called fake news can have real-world consequences.
People have free speech in this country, but no matter how hateful, no matter how stupid, no matter how inane, give them airtime, give them Thorazine also.
I don't like giving people like Alex Jones a platform.
If something popped up in a Facebook feed and looked like a news report, people were inclined to believe it. And if they were already targeted psychologically to be receptive to the information provided, they were influenceable.
Where are you getting this information?
From a very reputable source.
What, the FBI, the CIA?
InfoWars. It's a radio show hosted by Alex Jones. You know he's legit.
We confirm suspicions at Veritas. It's not a shock to you, but to get the employee at YouTube on tape admitting that they do it? I mean, you must be a threat if they call you out by name.
It's also what happens when you listen to the radio host, Alex Jones.
As of just a short time ago, and I'm talking about when this meeting started, on Twitter, if you clicked on the hashtag NYC terrorist attack, which is, quote, trending, marked with a red button saying, quote, live, the top tweet links to an InfoWars story with the headline, Imam, I warned de Blasio about New York City terror. He was too busy bashing Trump.
I don't know what happens in somebody's mind or how dark their heart must be to say things like that.
This is a real-time example of when we talk about this information being weaponized.
But Trump doesn't challenge these lies. He actually went on Jones's show and said,
your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope.
He still calls Alex Jones and talks to him, and, you know, the InfoWars
conspiracy
theories.
How quickly can you act, and what's your responsibility to set the record straight so that the people who saw this know that it's fake news, and at least at some point in time it can't keep spreading like some sort of virus through the legitimate world?
That's something we're thinking about all the time, because it's a bad user experience, and we don't want to be known as a platform for that.
The Russians ran an extensive information war campaign against my campaign to influence voters in the election. They did it through false news sites. They did it through these 1,000 agents. They did it through machine learning, which, you know, kept spewing out this stuff over and over again. And they began to have some of their allies within the internet world, like InfoWars, take out pieces and began to say the most outrageous, outlandish, absurd lies you can imagine.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website InfoWars.
You have RT, you have Sputnik, you have Rupley, and then I think you have them feeding other entities. InfoWars comes to mind, where those are echo chambers.
It's been widely reported that that company's been backed by the Kremlin, and they gave you 75,000 shares that you had to disclose when you went into the Obama administration.
Maybe you're looking at widely reported information from InfoWars,
no, I'm not.
but it is not
No, I'm not.
true.
This is Politico, this is the New York Times, this is the Wall Street Journal.
No, it's
That's
not.
What I'm
If a Google user types in Clinton body, they get car repair shop results instead of a story that talks about a list of people tied to the Clintons who have died under mysterious circumstances over the last 3 decades. Now, the latest story was the death of DNC staffer Seth Rich, who was murdered last month in an apparent robbery. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has hinted that Rich was his source, but has made no further comments about the case. That murder, we should say, remains unsolved.
The Russians, in my opinion, and based on the intel and counter-intel people I've talked to, could not have known how best to weaponize that information unless they had been guided.
All that stuff exists. You don't see it, you don't feel it if you're largely living in reality and in a mainstream media world. But it's undermining our democracy, and I think that the companies themselves, they've taken some steps. They have a lot of responsibility.
Companies like Facebook.
Like Facebook, Google, etc.
Right.
To do what they can to essentially not enhance this.
How quickly can you act, and what's your responsibility to set the record straight?
The system self-corrected. That shouldn't be the first tweet you see anymore. It should be a USA article the last time I checked.
But you saw this.
USA Today. At lunch I did, yeah. And I also saw the system corrected.
That man's a threat to this country.
They didn't call out Fox News by name. They didn't call out anyone else by name. They said, when it comes to Alex Jones, we need people to scroll and manually find him and manually have to find that video. We're not going to allow that video, if it gets 10 million views, to be on the front of the so-called news carousel.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's
Alex Jones.
2.5 years ago, Hillary Clinton dubbed myself and InfoWars as fake news. Since then, the Democrats in Congress, CNN, MSNBC have all lobbied to keep me from publishing books, to have us kicked offline from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and they've had some success. Not only are they the real fake news and working for the Communist Chinese and others to overthrow this country, they're also working to destroy the First Amendment here in America. But here at InfoWars, we've been expanding on radio and TV thanks to your support, and we've launched a new powerful free app called InfoWars Official. InfoWars Official is a state-of-the-art app with live streaming of podcasts, my broadcast, David Knight's show, The War Room with Roger Stone and Owen Schroyer, and so many other broadcasts that we're launching as we speak. It's got live news feeds, live news alerts. It's got push notifications if you click to get them, so you know when we go live or have special events. This is the forbidden app. This is what they demonize. This is what they don't want you to see. Think for yourselves. Go find out why InfoWars is so verboten and why the system openly is lobbying to have us shut down. Every enemy of capitalism, every enemy of America, every globalist corporation hates InfoWars for one reason. We are aware of their operation, and we are effective in challenging them and awakening our fellow humans. That's why every platform we've got is critical in the fight, and this new weapon is incredible. Whatever you do, ladies and gentlemen, go download the official InfoWars app today, and then send out on your email, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, links to everybody saying, hey, here's the forbidden InfoWars platform. Here's what the globalists want shut down. Here's what they don't want you to hear, read, and see. It's the InfoWars official app taken on the globalists at point blank range. And with your help spreading it, and with your help downloading it, we are unstoppable.
We all know that the outside toxins in the water is a serious health issue. InfoWars is proud to sell incredible filters, but it's almost impossible to keep up with every faucet, shower, and sink in your home. That's why we're bringing you something to provide clean water for your whole house with one system. The ProPure Whole House Water Filtration System is an advanced 4-stage compact filtration system that will provide water filtration for your entire home, removing 220 plus contaminants from your water. It's compact in size, easy to install and maintain, and keeps fluoride and other dangerous toxins out of your water supply and away from you and your family. With its broad spectrum contaminant reduction, you'll only need this one filter for clean and refreshing water all over your home. Head to InfoWarsStore.com, and whether it's your first water filtration purchase or you're looking to replace your current rundown systems, it's time to go big and go home with the ProPure Whole House Filtration System today.
Trump is representing America like he's for the United States.
I am so sorry, sir. I tried to stop him.
Not your fault, sweetheart. You can't stop a man who jumped 36 Greyhounds end to end.
It's all right, Lucio. I'll yes.
Mr. Banks, do you know what Chuck Berry said every night before counting 1, 2, 3, 4?
What did he say?
Pay me my money.
Well, I'm sure my people will be
in cash.
And on top of that, Germany is just paying a little bit over 1%, whereas the United States in actual numbers is paying 4.2% of a much larger GDP. So I think that's inappropriate also. You know, we're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting everybody, and yet we're paying a lot of money to protect. Now, this has been going on for decades. This has been brought up by other presidents, but other presidents never did anything about it because I don't think they understood it or they just didn't want to get involved. But I have to bring it up because I think it's very unfair to our country, it's very unfair to our taxpayer And I think that these countries have to step it up, not over a 10-year period, they have to step it up immediately. Germany is a rich country. They talk about they're going to increase it a tiny bit by 2030. Well, they could increase it immediately tomorrow and have no problem. I don't think it's fair to the United States. So we're going to have to do something because we're not going to put up with it. We can't put up with it, and it's inappropriate.
Would you support a group that uses racial slurs like the N-word? Would you support a group that hits women and disabled veterans and attacks minorities and transgenders? Would you support a group that intimidates the public with weapons of war? What if that same group had been caught lobbying explosives into a crowd of innocent people? I wouldn't support that group. Would you? This has been a public service announcement from Infowars.com.
Antifa!